There's a really good parenting book called Parenting with Love and Logic by Jim Fay and Foster Cline. And in it, it's full of practical stuff, but the philosophical underpinning of this whole idea is that you don't prevent your children from making mistakes when the stakes are low, so that when the stakes are high, as in adults having full independence, they understand deeply cause and effect. They understand that their choices have consequences, not only for themselves, but for others. This season, preparing for Passover, it has really struck me that God is operating with us under that same model. He's given us free will. He's given us an opportunity to make mistakes. And some of those times, I see that scripture about Jesus kind of lamenting over Jerusalem, where he's saying, I wish that I could take you under my wings and protect you. I wish, I could keep you from killing the prophets and, basically rejecting God. But he doesn't. He allows the mistakes to happen and he sees the suffering, but he's touched by that. And I'm really connecting with God as Dad during this season, who's allowing us to go through some stuff, but who's still there with us if we'll have him. I see that God has a personal cost to all of this too, because it's hard to see someone you love to suffer. So something else on my mind recently has been how that we as humans, we go to such great lengths to figure out solutions for problems. And this is not a bad thing. When we were made in the image of God, and that's good, that's wonderful. But sometimes there's a problem that we don't have the answer to. There is no answer. There's no human answer. And so I think a lot of times we see that suffering that we go through or others, and you just think, there is no solution to this, is there? We learn something valuable from that too. We see our limitations and we contrast that with a limitless God, our Father and Jesus Christ, who they're right there with us. So what do we do when we're in that situation where we are fully aware of our own limitations, that we've come up against something, this suffering, this anguish, and we're coming up empty? There is no human solution to this. For me, I have to stir up enough courage inside to release, relinquish, and accept in order for me to find rest. Because otherwise, I'm going to store that tension and stress. I actually physically store it in cortisol. We all do. For me, that release and relinquishment and acceptance is equivalent to rest, both physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of it. This is very much Philippians 4 kind of stuff. Being anxious for nothing, making all your requests known to God in prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. And then that allows the peace which surpasses all understanding to come in and comfort you. Just after that, we have the whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, think on these things. This is a wonderful recipe for, we have stress, we have our cortisol is up to here, and we have to be able to let that go and let comfort in, which is thinking on those good things. So I physically will do this sometimes if I'm just kind of at my max. What I'll do is actually visualize, breathe really deeply and then visualize all of that stress and tension and the tangled feelings and all of that just release out of my body and mind and heart and go up to God. Remember, our limitless God. I do this because then I can kind of sink into a more restful place of comfort and acceptance. You can also verbalize out loud, it's going to be okay. Whatever God provides for me is enough.